Hey everyone, it's Rob here with Freestyle Enduro 101. Hey, I know I'm getting a little bit off subject here, but I've got a real cool bike I want to review for you. It's a 2014 Yamaha Stryker 1300. It's a cruiser bike, but they got the geometry on this bike to where it handles like a regular motorcycle, you know, more or less. It doesn't feel like a great big chopper or a big cruiser. It really is nimble and handles good and turns good. So anyhow, I know I've been talking to you about dirt bikes, and this is, you know, freestyle enduro, but this is a really neat bike, and I think it's worth mentioning to people that's looking for a bike just to cruise around on. And you can even take some long trips on this bike. You can put some bags on it and windshield. I've left this bike stock. I was going to put a windshield on it, but I decided not to. You sit down so low in the bike that it blocks most of the wind off of you anyhow. I didn't put any you know, aftermarket pipes on it either. Just left the bike totally stock. I mean, I think Yamaha nailed it with this bike. I know a lot of people that are putting you know, power tuners on them and putting you know, the different exhaust pipes on them and all that, and putting different shocks on them. But I think stock, the bike is just great. You know, the seat feels pretty good on it. It's geared really tall. This is the first cruiser bike that I've really ridden. You know, it goes really fast in like first and second gear, and when I'm used to really, you know, shifting. This one here, it'll just slope along. You know, it'll go 40 miles an hour in second gear and just be loping along. But anyhow, so just wanted to give you a little view of the bike, and then we're gonna take it for a ride, and I'll show you how good the bike cruises and handles, you know, on the back roads and going down the interstate. Okay, so I'm on the on-ramp now, and I'm fixing to get on the interstate. The weight of this bike helps it. Down the interstate. What I noticed with this bike is the extra weight on it versus other bikes I've had. When you get alongside a semi truck, or semi truck's passing you, you don't get blown around on this bike like I have on my other motorcycles. And when you're riding, you got a big crosswind, you don't get blown around. It stays planted much better. The shifting on the bike is really smooth, even though it makes a clunky noise. The engagement is really solid. The brakes are good and strong on the bike. The mirrors, I really like the mirrors on it too. The mirrors, they seem like they're out far enough, or they get past your shoulders so you can see back behind you really good. A lot of bikes that I've had, it's just something about the mirrors, they just can't get them right, and it's like you got most of your shoulder is in the mirrors, no matter how you adjust them to see behind you. And then if you do get them adjusted behind, you know, they get your shoulders out of it, then you can't see behind you really good. So these are really nice. But yeah, the bike just, you know, just cruises along. It's just so comfortable. The seating position is so nice on this bike. gearing's really tall on it. That's something I had to get used to. You know, it's a 5-speed, but it'll cruise along at 40 in second gear. When you go to get on the interstate, you be in fourth gear. You pretty much just stay in fourth gear, and it'll do just fine. But you know, that fifth gear, it's just like a huge overdrive. It's so smooth. This belt drive makes it really smooth as well. And I've noticed the throttle's not snatchy on it. You know, I don't feel a lot of jerking when I go off and on as I have with other big bikes. Seems like it's pretty smooth transition. The bike's very balanced. Yamaha, even though they gave it this look, you know, cruiser look, it handles really good. You can see, you can really weave back and forth on it, and it doesn't feel like it's getting out of control at all. Yeah, Yamaha quit making this bike. I think they quit making most of their cruisers. I keep calling this a Yamaha, but it is made by Yamaha, but they had a whole nother brand. They called it what was it? They had the Bolt, and they had several other cruisers underneath that brand name. And a lot of people were getting confused. You know, they were, you know, thinking they were looking at a Yamaha and it had a different name on it. Oh, Star. The Star brand is what they started. It was a Yamaha motorcycle, but they called it Star. And even I got confused by that. I was like, well, what's this other type of motorcycle that are in the Yamaha dealerships? And I think Yamaha would have done best if they just left the thing called the, you know, Yamaha Stryker. So yeah, they discontinued the Star brand, and I guess pretty much discontinued all of their you know, cruiser bikes, because they just kind of have fallen out of favor. People are, you know, gravitating more towards these newer bikes they're coming out with. But you know, I enjoy it. I think they're great bikes. Especially when the Yamaha's got the geometry down where it doesn't feel like you're on a long bike. It still handles really nice. And 1300, you know, it's the 1300 cc's, you know, that's more than enough. I've never used all the power on this bike. I backed out of it before I, you know, got anywhere close to using all the power on it. I never got a windscreen for the bike because I just, you know, like I said in the walk around, I just never saw any use or felt any use for it. Me sitting down low in the bike and the tank's up so high that it does block most of the wind when you're just cruising around. If I was going to take some long trips on the bike, yeah, then I would probably want to put a windscreen on it. And if I had a passenger, I'd want to put a little more comfortable seat for them in the back, because there's just not much for them to sit on. But yeah, it's a great bike, everyone. Real comfortable, low seat height. So, you know, women would even enjoy this bike as well. You feel the weight when you're just sitting on the bike and you lean it side to side, but as soon as you get the bike rolling, you don't feel it at all. The bike actually feels really light. Clutch pole, it's got a little bit of firmness to it. I think if you were in stop and go traffic a whole lot, it might tire you out. But it's real smooth. The engagement is You know, it's real linear. I've ridden some bikes where the clutch was, you know, either on or off. But this one's got very good engagement, pulling it all the way in and letting it, you know, all the way out. It's just a constant linear engagement. So yeah, you know, somebody looking for a cruiser, you know, I wouldn't say it's a smaller cruiser, but you know, it's 1300, but now they're making them 1900 and bigger, or they were. You know, somebody just looking for a good cruiser they can do everything on. You can go cross country on it if you want to, or just cruise on the back roads like I'm doing now and relax, or commuting back and forth to work. I think it'd be a great bike.